Hi everyone. So I want to talk to you guys today a little bit more about the idea of technology and how it's changing our world. Particularly, I mentioned in the last video the idea of copyright ownership. This goes a lot into the ideas of a chapter we'll read in our book about ethical and legal actions. A lot of you have already had a legal course or dove into some idea or understand ethics and where they come from. If we think about it, we have core values. That's why we have plaques all around the school about sustainability, adaptability. There are core values, and that's what ethics drive from. We may get them from our families. If you think about it, you may have got a lot of ethics from your church, your community, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. You may have got them from your high school or parents' values. These are all ethics. In our world today, we have to think about the ethics and the legal aspects of IT. And what does this mean? As soon as we start thinking about this, everybody jumps right to big cases of the day. A lot of you all know of the Edward Snowden case. It turned into a movie to where it said he was working for the NSA and gave away secrets. Well, when you're in these protective environments, a lot of you will be, you won't be able to give away secrets. You'll have rights. You'll sign over legal documents saying you'll protect other people's data. We hear this a lot today, protection of data. That can come from your student records and IDs, to your grades, to your banking accounts. You never know where you're going to get a job today in IT because everything is dealing with IT. We all deal with the languages of IT today in every single business as it flattens, if you remember that term. The legal ideas come back the same with the ethical. It's a concern about who you are as a person and protecting your organization, your business, your clients' data. A lot of this goes into law. If we think of our music example real quick, I like going back to music. A lot of you just like to take a touch of the music, let's call it. We're just going to borrow this song. That was a huge thing with a case called Napster in the 80s, I believe it was, when this first all started, early 90s, to where people were sharing music, and Metallica actually sued and got their rights back to the music and to stop the sharing. These are copyrighted materials. A lot of days we don't know information about patents, and you can get patents on your devices, your hardware, your technology. The same as we think about code. There's open source code, and then there's protected code. There's also code that is owned by individuals or organizations. We have to think a lot about these issues today as we look at the world of legal issues. The ethical side is doing the right thing. Yes, sometimes you hear of the whistleblowers, to where there's illegal actions or happenings, and you whistleblow on them and you're protected. Other times you have to think about whether or not you're liable, or you're making your organization liable, your IT department liable. A lot of you go into the security aspect. This is terrific. But some of the problems are a little larger than just the idea of someone breaking and entering. Human capital is always one of the first concerns when we look at organizations and how information is leaked and data is lost. Yes, people do bad things. Seems like common sense. Don't give away trade secrets. Don't give away the code you wrote and sold to the company you work for. A lot of these things are interesting. If you're developing the new iPhone, you don't want to give away all the secrets so your competitors can come out and create it before you even have it on the market. Apple wouldn't be happy with you. You'd probably lose your job. Same as you're working for Cisco and they're creating things like they did before for Home Depot. You wouldn't want to give away that technology, even if it's a wireless switcher or RFID technology. These seem old today, but a lot of it's innovative and still being adapted. We can think about a lot of these different things and also about the ideas of how they come at us today. There's intrusions. There's sneaky emails will have worms attached to them you have to be very careful about. And if you're in a security position, you have to educate your workforce constantly about all the new pieces that are coming about today. Every day there's a new attack. In the healthcare industry alone, a dear friend of mine is in charge with protecting all the Native Americans' data through the naval services. He says that on a daily basis there's at least 3 attacks from North Korea and 3 attacks from China. He said, well, why would they want healthcare records of Native Americans? If they can get into this data, it gets into Social Security, it gets into banking, gets into everything of these people that they own today, because everything is digitized. This is a scary world. Your jobs, as a lot of them will be in cybersecurity, is really protecting this information, updating your clients, and making sure your human capital that works with you is constantly trained. These are big things. And remaining ethical. Think about a couple of the different ideas. Just in patents alone, and I'm looking at some of your examples in the books, you can look at how Apple sued Samsung. It's a historic case. They were battling this out for years. Today the innovations keep growing on these trade secrets. They're not so much protected, but they keep them internal. You're supposed to be private, and you sign confidentiality statements that you're being ethical. And your actions that you won't, if you leave the company, turn over this information to Samsung or another mobile device user. So a lot of times we have to think of ethics as doing the right thing. There is legal ways we can protect trade secrets. We can have them patented. We have everything copyright. And then it goes into a legal court case where you can be sued. So ethics stretches sometimes to just doing the right thing and signing actual terms of agreement or services like you see today to use an app, that you won't use somebody else's app wrongly. Think about the wireless networks when you walk into school or if you go on campus. You're asked to sign a term of a service agreement. You're supposed to act ethically. You're not supposed to go to wrong places on the internet that could cause intrusions to the university. You're not supposed to send other things through their network to students, falsify data, or do wrong actions. You're not supposed to plagiarize, go on the web, copy someone else's work, and put it inside for yours. These are all digital manipulations, and they're all copyright issues, and they're all ethical considerations today. This is a little bit of a thought process, and I wanted you guys to think about how it can change your world today and how you can change somebody else's just by educating them, because you're already becoming IT specialist and doing a great job now. How do you become even better tomorrow? Gang, have a great day. Here's some thoughts on this little lecture and thought process. I hope it helps you out. Enjoy reading this chapter. We'll talk again soon.